Will, was that good?
Next time we do Elk River, let's have it open down here. Inside.
Do you need anything else?
One or two.
Or your camera's good?
My bee was way.
So, why don't we jump into our prelude?
Let's jump in. 2 times.
Welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Pittsburgh. It is July 20th. I am Stephanie Pulowski, commissioned lay minister with this church. I am in my late 40s. I have brownish, graying, curly hair. I wear glasses, and I'm wearing a bluish patterned pantsuit. Our minister, Reverend Kate Walker, is off today and through mid-August. Today is our now annual poetry and music service. I'm especially excited for this year because we have an increase in the number of our members participating and sharing. Our theme today is transformation, one of our Unitarian Universalist shared values, transformation of ourselves, our community, and of our world. You are welcome here. If you are watching now or in the future, you are welcome. If you are a longtime member or brand new, you are welcome here. We Unitarian Universalists are one people of many beliefs, many origins, sexualities, and genders. We're a multi-faith religious community where all are welcome, diversity is celebrated, and questions expected. We are all growing, all learning, all loved. Just as you are welcome. If this is your first time with us, we would love to be in touch with you. If you have not already done so, please go to our welcome desk in the atrium, or if you're watching us on YouTube, please visit our website. Just Google First Unitarian of Pittsburgh and sign up for our weekly newsletter found at the bottom of the page. I have 2 brief announcements. The first, immediately after the service, right here, right now, we'll meet to write letters to our legislators. They'll be meeting in the Schweitzer Room. The topic today is immigration enforcement, and there will be snacks. And secondly, if you've been watching your email or reading your newsletter, you will have gotten a link to vote for Share the Plate options for next year. You have 2 weeks left to vote, and I encourage you to please do so. I invite you now to take a deep breath. Arrive in body and spirit and picture yourself connected to all others who are watching today and in the future. We turn to our chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. If you have a chalice at home, we invite you to light it at this time. We'll light the chalice with the words of Walt Whitman. "O living always, always dying. O the burials of me, past and present. O me while I stride ahead, material, visible, imperious as ever. O me what I was for years now dead, I lament not, I am content. Oh, to disengage myself from those corpses of me which I turn and look at where I cast them. To pass on, O living, always living, and leave the corpses behind." May this flame burn bright in your heart and mind as we worship together. Please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing our opening hymn, "Here Together," by David Glasgow. Please see the insert.
So good morning, folks. You have a two-sided insert, and you want to look at the insert that says gathering hymn or opening hymn. That's the one we're singing. We are not singing the going forth sending hymn. So we're going to lead you in this hymn. If it's unfamiliar to you, please listen through the first time if you wish, or jump right in. Either way, you'll hear it. We're going to sing this 4 times, so if you want to listen first until you feel comfortable, that's fine. But here together.
Please be seated. Please join me in reading our collective reading, our Unitarian Universalist values, which are printed in your order of service. Love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. We covenant to practice interdependence. We honor the interdependent web of all existence. To practice pluralism, we celebrate that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. To practice justice, we work to be diverse, multicultural, beloved communities where all thrive. To practice transformation, we adapt to the changing world. To practice generosity, we cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope. To practice equity, we declare that every person is inherently worthy and has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of living our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. So this morning, because it is Poetry and Music Sunday, we're doing a poem for all instead of a story for all. And because we have such wonderful musicians up here, I'm just going to stay behind the pulpit so I don't trip on anyone and none of us trip on them. When I was a kid, summers meant drinking a lot of Kool-Aid. And I know Kool-Aid is still around. You get it in juice pouches now. And they probably had it when I was young, too. But back then, what was really exciting was you would get these little packets of brightly colored Kool-Aid, and you would mix it with water and a lot of sugar. And if you were really, really cool, your mom had one of the plastic Kool-Aid pitchers that had the face of the Kool-Aid guy. My family wasn't that cool, so we just had a yellow Tupperware pitcher that we would make it in. And when Mom wasn't looking, we would sometimes sneak the Kool-Aid packets and just eat the powder by themselves, and it would dye your tongues red or blue. Anyway, this poem is about summer, and it's about Kool-Aid, and it's about transformation, too. The magical transformation of a small packet of powder into a yummy drink. Ode to Kool-Aid by Marcus Jackson. You turn the kitchen tap's metallic stream into tropical drink, extra sugar whirlpooling to the pitcher bottom like gypsum sand. Purple Saurus Rex, roaring crocodile red, ice blue island twist, Sharkleberry fin on our tongues. Each version keeps a section like tiles on the elemental table. In 9th grade, Sandra employed an entire jug of black cherry to dye her straightened bangs burgundy. When toddlers swallow you, their top lips mustache in color as if they've kissed paint. The trendy folks can savor all that imported mango nectar and health market juice. We need factory-crafted packets, unpronounceable ingredients, a logo cute enough to hug, a drink unnaturally sweet, so that on the porch, as summer sun recedes, Granddad takes out his teeth to make more mouth to admit you. And our sung response today is Peace, Salam, Shalom. Every month, we share our generosity with a designated organization. This month, it is Tree Pittsburgh. A description of the work Tree Pittsburgh does is at the back of your order of service. All donations are shared 50-50 with this organization unless otherwise designated. Our religious community is made up of volunteers and staff creating and hosting a variety of programming. We rely on your financial support. In addition to the collection plate, you can donate by texting GIVE to 412-435-1050 and following the directions. Please check the end of the order of service for more directions. The offering will now be gratefully received to support the work, the wonder, and the witness of our religious community.
We hold each other in our hearts and minds with all our joys and all our sorrows. May those who suffer or mourn find peace. May those who hunger or thirst be quenched with nourishment and sated with the elixir of life. May those who have experienced violence find care and comfort and the healing that comes with time. May all of us find the loving kindness that is ours to share. May we open our hearts and minds to encircle with love and care all in our communities and beyond. So may it be. Amen. Namaste, and blessed be. You are invited into a few moments of silence, personal meditation, and prayer. A Prayer for Desert Times by Margaret A. Keep. The journeys of our lives are never fully charted. There come to each of us deserts to cross, barren stretches where the green edge on the horizon may be our destination or an oasis on our way, or a mirage that beckons only to leave us lost. When fear grips the heart or despair bows the head, may we bend as heart and
head lead us down to touch the ground beneath our feet. May we scoop some sand into our hands and receive what the sand would teach us. It holds the warmth of the sun when the sun has left our sight, as it holds the cool of the night when the stars have faded. Hidden among its grains are tiny seeds at rest and waiting, dormant, yet undefeated. Desert flowers, they endure, moistened by our tears and by the rains which come to end even the longest drought. They send down roots and they bloom. May we believe in those seeds and the seeds within us. May we remember in our dry seasons that we too are desert flowers. Amen. Please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing hymn 95, There Is More Love.
So I invite you to listen as we play an instrumental verse of this hymn, and then we will lead you in singing love, hope, peace, and joy. 1, 2, 3.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So by way of context, let me say that the Salvation Army Pittsburgh Temple was the church that my family attended when I was a child and through my teenage years. And after college, I worked for 9 years as communications director for the Salvation Army's Western Pennsylvania Division, whose administrative offices were in the same building where the temple was. And in 1983, that building underwent a major renovation while we continued to work inside it. Then and now, I see especially in my current work as a hospice chaplain, I'm more interested in the essential thing that remains when all around us changes. So this poem is called Poem on the Renovation of the Salvation Army's Pittsburgh Temple. I seem to want to say this poem to you, Father, you now dead, who once sat in these rooms, walked these halls and stairwells, last touched these walls unthinking years ago, 12 years. Do you remember how it was? The flags of crimson, gold, and blue for the blood of Christ, the fiery ghost, the purity of God. The potluck suppers in the upstairs hall, the church bazaars, the downstairs laughter in the pool, and us, your children, growing in these rooms, learning David and Goliath, Zacchaeus in the tree, the walls of Jericho. Do you remember Sundays, the sound of brass and timbrels, the hymn book in your hands, the feel of the seat beneath you, your one brown suit, the songs rising in your throat, and that one Sunday, near the end of service, when we rose and walked to the altar at the preacher's call and knelt, a family together. I didn't know then what it meant, following you, frightened but safe, even in the eyes of God. It seems you have given us this building, left us in its safety, and I have stayed and grown here, sometimes dreaming of disaster, bombs over Pittsburgh, and I, the last one standing in this place, feeling the walls. Now, sledgehammers pulverize the plaster, shatter stained glass. Men are wrenching pews for the temple floor. There are sounds of sandblasting and riveting, drills wincing through wood, the chiseling and shoveling of shards, and all day long, the sound of tons of rubble sliding down the outside walls. Still, there are constants. These words above the pulpit, whatsoever things are true, the sunlight on the columns, and this vast silence beneath the riveters and mauls, silence as steadfast as you and God, who taught me in your dying, all that was lives on within us. Thank you.
I am not Louise Jensik. I am still Stephanie Pulowski. But I have the honor, so change from the order of service. I have the honor of reading The Dance of the Dying Tulips by our own Mary Shinhoffen. The Dance of the Dying Tulips. We open up fully to life as we die. Our petals rejoice, destroying the lie that death is no friend. We revel, we praise as our petals extend. We dance with the knowledge that all must end. But oh, the mystery that exists in between the joy found in living and what endings mean.
A Blessing by James Wright. Just off the highway to Rochester, Minnesota, twilight bounds softly forth on the grass, and the eyes of those two Indian ponies darken with kindness. They have gladly come out of the willows to welcome my friend and me. We step over the barbed wire into the pasture where they have been grazing all day alone. They ripple tensely. They can hardly contain their happiness that we have come. They bow shyly as wet swans. They love each other. There is no loneliness like theirs. At home once more, they begin munching the young tufts of spring in the darkness. I would like to hold the slenderer one in my arms, for she has walked over to me and nuzzled my left hand. She is black and white. Her mane falls wild on her forehead, and the light breeze moves me to caress her long ear that is delicate as the skin over a girl's wrist. Suddenly I realize if I stepped out of my body, I would break into blossom.
Please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing hymn 326, Let All the Beauty We Have Known.
I meant Sorry, folks, I meant to give our band the hymn books. So, 326, 326.
Please join me in reading our collective reading. Your parts are the italicized words. And I appreciate everyone being patient with the change in the order of service for this week. I know it's stretching some of our ability to read with the small print. For nothing is fixed, forever and ever and forever. It is not fixed. The earth is always shifting. The light is always changing. The sea does not cease to grind down rock. Generations do not cease to be born, and we are responsible to them because we are the only witnesses they have. The sea rises, the light falls, lovers cling to each other, and children cling to us. The moment we cease to hold each other, the moment we break faith with one another, the sea engulfs us and the light goes out.
Oh, here we go. So I'm not Louise Jensick either. I'm Alice Carnes. And I'm so delighted to read this poem. It's one of my favorites. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about Jo Harjo. She's a Native American woman from Oklahoma. I don't know what tribe that is. But she's also a jazz musician. And I found this poem when my friends had bought a lake house. And we were pretty fortunate that it was in outside of Charlotte. It was on Lake Tillery, and right across the lake from where they lived was an eagle up high on this hill. So when I had this poem for them, oh, there we go. I was like, okay, let me get on the right page here. It was just fabulous to think that they were at this lake house and there was this eagle that we could watch when we were down by the lake. So it's incredible. The Eagle poem by Jo Harjo. To pray, you open your whole self to sky, to earth, to sun, to moon, to one whole voice that is you. And know there is more that you can't see, can't hear, can't know, except in moments, steadily growing and in languages that aren't always sound, but other, circles of motion, like eagle that Sunday morning over Salt River, circled in blue sky, in wind, swept our hearts clean with sacred wings. We see you, see ourselves, and know that we must take the utmost care and kindness in all things. Breathe in knowing we are made of all this, and breathe knowing we are truly blessed because we were born and die soon within a true circle of motion, like eagle rounding out the morning inside us. We pray that it will be done in beauty, in beauty.
From our collective reading this morning, our shared value of transformation is that we adapt to the changing world. The Unitarian Universalist Association's theological reflection on transformation explains that one of the hallmarks of liberal religion, Unitarian Universalism included, is the idea that revelation is not sealed. That is to say, our religion can and will change by the discovery or unveiling of new truths and new ways of understanding all existence and the sacred. At its core, then, our theological heritage proclaims an abiding openness to change. From our early roots in Universalist and Unitarian Christianity, through the blossoming of humanism and ongoing dialogue with scientific developments, to the reemergence of a sense of spirituality and creative interplay with humanism, process theology, liberation theologies, and religious naturalism. Unitarian Universalism has evolved in the context of a changing American and global society, and in response to new insights from an ever-widening circle of voices and perspectives. In a spiral-like fashion that is never perfect and never finished, we pay attention and we learn from experience. We reflect on it religiously. Supported by engagement and religious community, we respond and act in the world, and we repeat the cycle. So as Unitarian Universalists, our journey is to transform. We continually transform our religion, but we also continually transform ourselves, our communities, and we push to transform the world. Instead of the closing reflection listed in the order of service, I'm going to end with another poem. Poet, spoken word performer, and activist Andrea Gibson passed away this week at 49 after a 4-year battle with ovarian cancer. Their poem, How the Worst Day of My Life Became the Best, begins with a quote from Eckhart Tolle. When you are trapped in a nightmare, your motivation to awaken will be so much greater than that of someone caught up in a relatively pleasant dream. When I realized the storm was inevitable, I made it my medicine. Took 2 snowflakes in the morning, 2 snowflakes on the tongue by noon. There were no side effects, only sound effects, reverb added to my lifespan, an echo that asked, what part of your life's record is skipping? What wound is on repeat? Have you done everything you can to break out of that groove? By nighttime, I was intimate with the difference between tying my laces and tuning the string section of my shoes. made a symphony of walking away from everything that did not want my life to sing. Felt a love for myself so consistent, metronomes tried to copyright my heartbeat. Finally understood I am the conductor of my own life and will be even after I die. I, like the trees, will decide what I become. Porch swing, church pew, an envelope that must be licked to be closed. Kinky choice, but I didn't close. I opened and opened until I could imagine that pain was the sensation of my spirit, not breaking. That my mind was a parachute that could always open in time. That I could wear my heart on my sleeve and never grow out of that shirt. That every falling leaf is a tiny kite with a string too small to see, held by the part of me in charge of making beauty out of grief. Please rise in body and spirit and join me in singing our closing hymn, Here Together by David Glasgow. Again, it is on the half sheet.
So as we close the service, we will be singing the side of the half sheet that says sending him or closing him. And before we sing this, I would just like to express my gratitude to the acoustic gathering that is here today supporting our music. I'm really grateful. So, here together.
Please be seated. And please join me in reading the words printed in your order of service as we extinguish the chalice flame. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And for our benediction, the words of Kent McCusick. In the name of all that is holy, may the connections between us inspire and sustain us. May the flame of life within us and amongst us be a sacred reminder that we are all called to serve, to grow, and to love as we continue this journey of transformation. May it be so.